Picture this: a small group of Somali pirates, not just armed with pistols, but equipped with sheer audacity and chaos, daring to confront the powerful warships of the United States Navy. These ships, stretching over hundreds of feet in length and displacing thousands of tons, are the most advanced on the planet. But what happens when pirates take a shot at the mighty US Navy? Would they back down, or would the pirates regret their actions? The reality might surprise you. In this video, we dive into one of the most intense and shocking encounters between Somali pirates and the US Navy, a battle that changed everything. You see, Somali pirates have learned a dangerous truth. The US Navy, while fearsome, often refrains from using lethal force right away. This reluctance has made pirates more brazen. They know they can push their luck, and often they do. But what if that mindset was about to get them into a fatal mistake? Join us as we explore the infamous hijacking of the MV Maersk Alabama and the daring rescue operation that followed. We'll also examine the bigger picture. Why did Somali piracy emerge, and how did it lead to this shocking encounter? Buckle up as we dive deep into this maritime thriller. Let's rewind for a moment and set the stage. Somalia, located in the Horn of Africa, has been plagued by civil war and poverty for decades. After the fall of its government in the 1990s, the country descended into lawlessness. In this vacuum of authority, foreign fishing vessels began exploiting Somalia's waters, illegally catching fish and dumping waste. To protect their livelihoods, local fishermen turned to piracy. By the early 2000s, these pirates were seizing massive ships, demanding ransom for hostages. They were no longer the reckless, romanticized pirates of history. These were highly organized criminals with modern weapons and military-like tactics, taking on the might of global superpowers like the US Navy. The pirates began using small, fast boats, attacking larger vessels in broad daylight or under the cover of night. Armed with rifles and rocket-propelled grenades, RPGs, their goal was simple: demand ransom and plunder. This wasn't the romanticized piracy of Blackbeard or Captain Kidd. This was a modern-day plague on global shipping, and the US Navy was on the front lines. So, what does the US Navy do in response? Well, over the years, they've developed sophisticated non-lethal tactics to avoid escalation. One of the most effective tools is the long-range acoustic device LRAD, which emits high-decibel sound waves to disorient and deter pirates. It's painful, but it's not deadly. But the US Navy doesn't stop there. Water cannons are deployed to create an impenetrable barrier, making it impossible for pirate boats to approach commercial vessels. These cannons unleash massive streams of water, often sending pirate skiffs into disarray. But sometimes, more aggressive measures are required, things like stun grenades, electrified barriers, and laser devices. All non-lethal, but incredibly uncomfortable. One of the most intense encounters occurred in April 2010 when the USS Nicholas, a guided missile frigate, encountered a pirate skiff off the coast of Somalia. The pirates fired first, but the US Navy wasn't about to take that lightly. They returned fire and quickly neutralized the threat. In a show of impressive tactics, Navy SEALs boarded the skiff, apprehending the pirates and discovering a stash of ammunition and fuel. The captured pirates were brought to the US, where they faced life imprisonment. This encounter proved that the US Navy could not only defend against piracy, but also send a message: don't mess with the Navy. But the story doesn't end there. Perhaps the most famous Somali piracy incident happened in April 2009, when Somali pirates hijacked the American cargo ship MV Maersk Alabama and took Captain Richard Phillips hostage. The situation escalated quickly, and negotiations failed. In a heart-pounding operation, Navy SEALs from the USS Bainbridge executed a daring nighttime raid, killing 3 pirates and rescuing Captain Phillips. This operation, known as Operation Neptune Spear, demonstrated the Navy's precision, skill, and ability to operate under extreme pressure. While the US Navy may be the most powerful force in the fight against piracy, not every nation has the same resources or capabilities. Some countries face significant challenges like limited resources, difficult geography, and international political struggles. That's why the US Navy works alongside NATO and other international organizations to combat piracy on a global scale. The fight against piracy isn't over. Even with advanced warships like the USS Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, pirates continue to adapt, using fast boats and sophisticated weapons. The U.S. Navy's ability to stay ahead of them is crucial. But what about the rest of the world? Can smaller nations protect their waters effectively? As the world's maritime threats grow, the U.S. continues to invest in advanced defense systems to keep global shipping lanes safe. Whether it's responding to pirate attacks or defending against missile threats, the Navy is on the front lines of defense. But can it continue to protect global interests with the same speed and precision? As we've seen, Somali piracy remains a deadly and complex threat, but the U.S. Navy and its allies are rising to the challenge. However, the question remains, can piracy ever truly be eradicated? And what role should global powers play in this fight? If you found this story thrilling and want to stay updated on the latest in naval power and military operations, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join the Navy Power community. Your support helps us bring you more in-depth analyses and compelling stories from the front lines. See you in the next one.